I'll call to order the board meeting of the Upper Big Blue Natural Resource District. Open Meeting Act, the public notice has been published in the York News Times on January 11th of 2025. The Open Meeting Act is posted in the back of the room by the door. The reminder, all cell phones should be silenced during the meeting. Please be aware this meeting is being recorded. When speaking, the desktop microphone button must be depressed. This ensures that your comments are recorded in their entire context. The recording becomes part of the public record along with written board minutes in accordance with state statute. Roll call.
Bethune. Anthony Bohaty.
Here.
Richard Bohaty.
Here.
Dickinson.
Here.
Eberspacher.
Here.
Houdersheldt.
Here.
Kuehner.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Nuss.
Here.
Otte.
Here.
Perry.
Here.
Peterson.
Here.
Siebert.
Here.
Stahly. Here. Stahr.
Here.
Weiss.
Here.
Yates.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, consideration of director's request. I think everyone's here, so we can skip over that. Public comments. Anyone may comment on any matter that is not on this agenda. However, no board action will be taken until the following board meeting according to Nebraska Opens Meeting Act, unless the board declares an emergency. Please hold comments on any listed item until it is considered. Roger.
Yeah, I just wanted to make you guys aware. I don't know if any of you know about it, but I was looking through the paper this morning and that CO2 pipeline is gonna do a water transfer over in, it's about 2 miles from my place. They're gonna flush that line and check it for leaks and everything before they bury it. And so if you get asked about it, I talked to Terry about it a little bit and talked to Dave about it a little bit. And it isn't affected by our rules from what I can tell or what they told me. But I just wanted you guys to be aware in case somebody asks you about this water transfer down there, you'll know what's going on. But it's just strictly for flushing this pipeline that's put in, so.
So where do they get the water? The
Well,
state,
it's from, it's a well, a farmer's well about 2 miles from my place, a couple miles as a crow flies. But it says they're gonna pump it and, it's gonna run out on the same ground. So I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, that's just a heads up for if somebody asks you about it, you guys will know what's going on a little bit.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other comments from the public? Okay, adoption of agenda. Today's agenda.
So move.
Second. Any comments? Roll call.
Anthony.
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Eberspacher.
Yes.
Houdersheldt.
Yes.
Kuehner.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Nuss.
Yes.
Otte.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Siebert.
Yes.
Stahly. Yes. Stahr.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Bethune.
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Approval of the minutes of the December 19th, 2024 Board of Directors meeting. Move. Second. Okay, is there any comments, any questions on it? Roll call.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Eberspacher.
Yes.
Houdersheldt.
Yes.
Kuehner.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Nuss.
Yes.
Otte.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Siebert.
Pass. Pass.
Stahly. Yes. Stahr.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Bethune.
Yes.
Anthony.
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
That carried 12-1.
Okay, the next thing is board recognition.
16-1.
The two directors for 10 years, so Bill Kuehner and Paul Weiss. would you want to step up here? And I want to thank both you guys for your service with the NRD. I don't know how we're gonna do this. Here. There.
Excellent. You can figure this one out. I'm gonna be real impressed. Take both of their hands while both of them, their paperweights.
How about we just
So-
join? No, we're not holding hands, damn it.
It's a good solution. I liked it. All right. Thank you.
You know, this is better than the last one I got because I had to have friends for the last one and I don't have any friends. You remember I got those
Oh,
little deals for customers.
yeah. Thanks again with you two for being willing to be on the board. Okay, the next thing on the agenda, Water and Regulations Committee report. Kendall.
Water Regulation Committee met Thursday, in 2025 at 9:00 a.m. at the NRD office. Those who participated are the committee members Dickinson, Eberspacher, Miller, Otte, Peterson, Stahly, myself, Stahr, and Yates. Other staff, directors, and guests are also listed down below. I acknowledge that the legal notice of the committee meeting was published in the New York News Times. Also advise those present of the Open Meetings Act that is posted at the entrance to the boardroom. Action items: 1, Aquifer Quality Well Abandonment Cost Share Assistance Program. Application has been approved for final payment totaling $750. A list is attached. Motion to make cost share payment for 1 well abandonment as reviewed by the committee at a cost of $750. This motion carried 9 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any questions or comments on that? Roll call.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Stahr,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item B, the committee reviewed the irrigated acres certification for 9 parcels totaling 498.52 acres, yielding an increase of irrigated acres of 14.63 acres. The total irrigated acres within the district is now 1,249,681.08 acres. Motion is to certify the acre changes as presented to the committee. This motion carried 9 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second. Any questions on this? Comments? Roll call.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Abstain.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Stahr,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item C, a total of 171, we'll say Nebraska Department of Environmental Energy Chemigation payments, a total of 171 new and 1,535 renewal chemigation permits were received by the district. The department receives $5 for each new permit and $2 for each renewal permit issued by the district. The motion is to pay the Department of Environment and Energy $3,925 for the chemigation permits issued. This motion carried 9 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second. Any questions on this? Comments? Roll call.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item D, 8 water meter cost share assistance program applications were reviewed by staff and recommended for final payment totaling $3,830.64. A list is attached. Motion to make cost share payments for 8 water meter repair cost share assistance applications in the amount of $3,830.64. That motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and 1 abstention. And I so move.
Second.
Any questions on these, comments? Roll call.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Abstain.
Stahly, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item E, water meter maintenance. An invoice was received from Sanderson Irrigation for some of the water meter maintenance completed so far. This invoice is for 302 meters serviced along with gaskets and canopy boots. They are projected to be finished by the end of February. An invoice is attached. Motion to pay the invoice for Sanderson Irrigation in the amount of $28,117. This motion carried 9 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
The builder, Doug, I think. Any questions on this or comments? Roll call.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Discussion and no action items. Review draft Rule 5. Staff sent out a draft revised Rule 5 on January 6, 2025. Draft Rule 5 has been reformatted to a paragraph format by Blankenau. Blankenau was present to answer questions and receive comments on changes. Suggested additions were add language requiring a minimum of 30-day review before action can be taken by the committee for approval, and also to add language regarding handling of wastewater needs to be included in the hydrologic study. It was decided to hold off on setting a hearing date until February committee meeting pending draft approval. Rules enforcement update. Staff reported there have been no changes for cease and desist. Staff provided a water use report summary spreadsheet. A total of 9,324 of the 12,738 have been reported. Of those reported wells, 44% have been online. And there is a spreadsheet attached. You also have your well permit summary, and then I have no additional information. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I do have, if you do want a hard copy of the draft Rule 5, let me know and I can get that printed for you today. So
The latest updated one,
the
right?
latest.
That he
updated
just
one. Yeah. Anyone else? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, I'll
Eight,
take one
9.
too.
Do I want to make one for everyone? Okay, I'll make one for everyone.
Since Dee Dee's in here. On the, well, or Terry, since committee, but how many more have turned in their well readings or that, where are we at? I'm sure there's been some more this last week, hasn't there? Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Okay, thank you.
78 wells or 78 producers?
Okay. Okay, with that, we'll move on to the Projects and Program Committee report. Richard.
Okay, Projects and Program Committee met last Thursday, January 9th, 10:30 a.m. at the NRD office in York. Committee members listed below, staff members listed, other directors listed, guests listed. A correction, if one of the guests is Justin Elgin, not Calvin, as is stated on the sheet here. Action items: Giltner drainage assistance request. Colin Cates, utility superintendent of the village of Giltner, addressed the committee with Giltner's plan for improving drainage in the northeast area of the village. Giltner has been working with the local contractor to implement portions of the recommendations from the Miller and Associates 2021 drainage study. The NRD provided cost share assistance for this study. The proposed project includes alternations to the 3 blocks to the south side of the railroad, the 3 blocks north along H Street, and 2 blocks west of H Street near the city park and bank. The initial cost estimate for this work is $54,000. Motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD approve funding assistance for 25% of the cost not to exceed $13,500 to the village of Giltner for the drainage improvement project in the northeast area of the village. That motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so moved.
Second. Oh, geez, I don't know who seconded. Okay. Any questions on this or comments? Roll call.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Stahr,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. Next action item, Hamilton County Inclusive Playground Assistant Request. Kim Everly gave the committee a presentation on the Hamilton County Inclusive Playground Project. This project started in January of 24 and has been raising funds for this inclusive playground to be installed in Aurora. The city of Aurora has donated the land for their playground. The playground will be similar to the Peyton Parker Lane Playground in York with parallel play for all children. The theme of the playground will be community heroes. Kim submitted an application for funding assistance through the NRD's Parks Program. Motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD approve funding assistance of $10,000 for the Hamilton County Inclusive Playground through the NRD's Parks Program. The motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any questions on this or comments, Jack?
Yeah, Kim's here if you have any questions about the playground, so.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, it was
Same, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was 10. Paul.
So you'll have to go through Aurora with an interlocal agreement with that, or?
I gotta talk with Dave, but I think there's some language in our program that if the city or village gives some kind of statement to the group, we can't do it with the group. So I'll clear that before, otherwise we'll work something out with the city.
Is there any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Stahr,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Nuss.
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Land treatment program. There was one new land treatment project application. The committee reviewed the land treatment program funding for fiscal year 2025. Motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD approve payment of one completed NRD land treatment project with the cost share of $500. That motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Oh, why did we put that under land treatment? I mean, cause, to be honest with you, I vote no on it all the time, cause half the people that are getting them, well, want to buy the companies. Why is that not, why did we put it under land treatment?
Oh, this is Benaro system, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What does that do with treating the land, land treatment?
I think just because we already had a copy of cost share programs that were going through projects to
I
project.
feel, cause I can't vote, it's like say, the one that's getting it now, I know him, but they, you know, and that's why I'm voting, I vote no.
Okay.
You know, I get a lot of flack for voting no on land treatment from people. I just have to be a separate program to this, so, well, I vote no, but if.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know if there's another one that would fall under, you know, probably not, or we would have done that.
Unless it could go through the water committee, I'm not sure, I mean. I think, I agree with,
It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
What? No, it won't, but it'll look better, it'll look better for me anyway.
Okay. Okay, any other comments, discussion, questions on the motion? Roll call.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Stahr,
Yes.
Weiss,
No.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
I carried 16-1.
Is there a possibility we could make a different program for this? I mean, it's
Guess
not
we could
that,
look into it, you know,
not
or,
that big a deal,
Yeah.
but like I said, I don't like getting called out all the time
Yeah.
on that for voting no, cause they don't really know why I'm voting no,
yeah.
and
Oh, no, because it's the word land in there, is that what the,
that's what they think I'm voting
Okay.
against the land treatment program is. And I don't see where RO is a land
Yeah.
treatment program.
well, but in the land treatment program, there's a, you know, there's a number of things under that, and this is just one of the items, you know, but, oh, yeah.
It really, they just put it there, we're just used a line item, and I know it is called land treatment, but why don't you in your motion just say to approve payment for so many RO, cost share on so many RO applications instead of land treatment? You could say that in the motion if you want.
Yeah, we could probably make that
Rather than
change,
creating
yeah.
a separate line item just in the budget, just for RO.
Yeah, similar to NSWCP or NRD funds. We could say for RO systems, and if you
Yeah.
want to do it that way.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we can look into that.
That'd be a lot better for me. I mean,
Would that possibly entail a couple, a different motion in or a new motion if there's different items in there besides just the RO?
I would think that would, anytime one of those comes through, yeah, that'd probably be a separate motion if it wasn't contained or they're within the land treatment program, so.
Well, usually like when we get NSWCP and NRD funds, we write it for like 2 NSWCP and
Yeah,
3
Yeah.
NRD funded land treatment.
yeah,
I'm assuming we could add on just
yeah,
2 RO systems
Yeah.
on the motion if you want to do it that way and just call them out so they're
okay.
kind of know what's
Yeah.
on there.
And that's where the money is coming through, but it's through the land treatment program, of course, you know, so, yeah. And that's probably why, the reason it was originally done that way. so. Okay. Yep.
Let me turn my microphone on, sorry. Item D, Bruce L. Anderson Rec Area Grant Funding Opportunities. The NRD received quotes from 3 consultants, the Flatwater Group, JEO Consulting Group, and EA Engineering. The committee discussed the submitted quotes. Motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD approve the quote from EA Engineering of $19,000 for the Bruce L. Anderson Recreation Area Grant Funding Opportunity. The motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any questions on this or comments? Roll call.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Stahr,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item E, Ballgren Dam cured in place pipe. Staff sent the Ballgren Dam cured in place pipe project to 4 contractors and received interest from 2 additional contractors from the website posting of the RFP. Staff received a quote from Subsurface Inc. and a quote from Hydro Clean LLC. Motion that the Upper Big Blue approve the quote from Subsurface Incorporated of $64,355 for the Ballgren Dam cured in place project. That motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move. Second.
Any questions on this? Comments? Roll call.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Stahr,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Discussion and no action items. Publication of a legal notice of meeting in the York News Times Open Meetings Act posted on the entrance to the boardroom. Private dams program. The Dave Fiala private dam project in Butler County has started construction. The TM and DH Farms private dam west of Sutton is being designed by a private engineer. NRCS staff are currently working on preliminary design of a couple dams, which if the landowner chooses to proceed, the landowner will need to submit the required application fee. Nebraska Nitrogen Reduction Incentive Act. Staff gave the committee on an update on the Nebraska Nitrogen Reduction Incentive Act applications that have been submitted to date. The NRD has received 120 applications that cover an estimated 9,000 acres with a total estimate cost share of $122,000. The NRD is expecting more applications. The NRD has a total of $95,131.57 of funds from the state for this program. Applications are due by January 15th, and the NRD will award applications by March 15th. There may be an opportunity of receiving additional state funds for the program following the application deadline. The state may distribute unutilized program funds from the NRD to utilize all the funds. Item J, water quality management implementation. The committee continued the discussion of making changes to the water quality management plan cover crop program. The program currently has 7 approved cover crop projects, which are all located within wellhead protection areas. Committee discussion included potential adjustments to the cover crop program by changing payment rates, increasing to $50 each year, raising the rates to $75 per year, change the requirement of keeping the cover crop on the same field for 5 years, and possibly giving producers the option of planting cover crops on an adjustable time frame, like 3 out of the next 5 years. Other ideas were to offer cover crops NRD wide and the possibility of increasing the cost share rate in the target areas. Further funding is available under Section 319 non-point source management program for the target areas of the water quality management plan, 60% federal, 40% non-federal. hazard mitigation plan update. The most recent draft of the hazard mitigation plan is currently being reviewed by FEMA. No invoice was submitted to this month. Additional information, Rule 6 staff reviewing. Staff has been reviewing Rule 6 Upper Big Blue NRD Park regulations and will present suggested changes at a future committee meeting. And the last item, fiscal 2026 projects priority list. Staff presented an update to projects listed on the fiscal year 2025 priority list and presented a list of projects for consideration for fiscal year 2026. Staff has also presented a list of projects that will require land acquisition from others that will not be included in the fiscal year 2026 priority list, but staff wanted to keep the board aware of these projects. Staff provided a list of the fiscal year 2026 projects for each member's terrain. So I don't hope everybody had a chance to fill them out and give them to Jack. Okay, so.
Yeah, well, because Jack would like to have those so he could get them all compiled before committee, right? Okay.
Yeah. So that's my report, Mr. Chairman.
I might
Wait, Jack.
say we're up with Drew, probably around 200 applications for the Nitrogen Reduction Act program. So we'll be going through all those and
Okay,
coming up with some ranking.
yeah,
Uh, It is somewhere incomplete applications, so we still need to go through those.
Yeah.
well, and we can see if there is some more money available too, but that'll be a little while before we'll know that. Oh,
How do we? Just the honor system or how do we do it?
I'm gonna let Drew answer that or Jack.
I think I can. It's somewhat honor system on what they're putting on. I mean, I would kind of impress for the people that were outside our phase 2 and 3, where we have pretty good records and they're on the honor system too. But the ones that were outside of that did bring in, actual things from the ag consultants, right? That give the amount of fertilizer they put on. So it's pretty good data that we're getting.
I think they have to provide, well, we're supposed to provide what, the previous 3 years, is that?
Yeah, 3 years of corn,
Yeah.
what they put on, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have to add my little coffee club in Seward that I go to once in a while. 2 of them applied for this and they all think it's kind of a worthwhile project. And, the only concern which we talked about is that to a certain extent, we're not rewarding people that have been doing good practices. We're gonna have some guys that are been over applying, they're cutting down and that, but that was something I told me talked about.
Yeah. Well, I think that was a concern for,
But I was surprised that there's 5 of us there and 2 of them had applied.
anybody have any other questions on anything to do with that? Okay, so with that, we'll move on to the executive committee, the report. Bill.
The executive committee met at 12:20 PM on Thursday, January 9th, 2025 at the NRD office in York. Committee members present were Yates, Kuehner, Stahly, Dickinson, Bethune, Siebert, Miller, Bohaty, and Houdersheldt. The oath of office was administered to the newly elected and re-elected directors prior to beginning of the Water and Regulations Committee. Those taking the oath of office included Bethune, Bohaty, Eberspacher, Houdersheldt, Miller, Siebert, Stahr, and Yates. Board Chair Yates acknowledged that we published the legal notice of the committee meeting on December 26, 2024 in the York News Times. Yates advised those present that the Open Meeting Act is posted by the entrance of the boardroom. Item A, Director's fourth quarter per diem and expenses. The Executive Committee reviewed the Director's per diem and expenses for this past quarter. Totals for the fourth quarter 2024 Director's per diem are $6,230. And expenses are $3,031.12 for a total expenditure of $9,261.12. Individual expense vouchers were available for review. Motion to approve payment for the fourth quarter 2024 directors per diem of $6,230 and expenses of $3,031.12 for a total of $9,261.12. And to publish these approved expenditures in the December 2024 financial report. except that each director who has per diem and or reimbursement of expenses included in such financial report abstains from voting for the approval of his or her own per diem and or expense reimbursement. The motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Is there any question on this or comments? Roll call.
Stahly, yes. Stahr,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Bohaty,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item B, 2024 general election costs. Invoices have been received for the 2024 general election cost. The requests are from the clerk of Fillmore County for $535.65 and $234.33 from the clerk of Saline County. Total expenses are $769.98. Motion to approve payments of $535.65 to the Fillmore County Clerk and $234.33 to the Saline County Clerk for the 2024 general election costs. The motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any questions on this or comments? Roll call.
Stahr,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Bohaty,
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Yates.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item C, procurement process for building improvements. 2 bids were received for office building roof installation and ventilation. A bid proposal from Midwest Spray Foam and Custom Insulation LLC was received for a total of $514,000.50. A bid proposal from JLC Incorporated was received for a total of $539,950. Bids were publicly opened on December 17th, 2024. Summary of the bids were provided at the December 19th, 2024 board meeting. Estimated consultant fee for Jackson and Jackson and Associates will remain at or below $40,000 unless the scope of services changes. Any changes would have to be agreed upon in writing by both parties. Motion to accept bids from Midwest Spray Foam and Custom Insulation LLC for a total of $514,500 with construction oversight to be provided by Jackson and Jackson and Associates Incorporated. The motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second. Questions or comments on this? I know there was some discussion during committee.
Where's that?
Where's Midwest Foam out of? It's out of Aurora, Hampton County.
Yeah.
His building's in Aurora and he lives in Hampton.
Any other questions or comments?
How much contact did we have with Heirs and Heirs? They willing to come back and look at this, so.
Oh, we did one. I got this one. I got battery in. We have no indication that Heirs and Heirs is willing to stand behind it at this time.
Any other questions or comments? Don?
I guess nowhere in the motion is the 40,000 for Jackson and Jackson, and maybe that should be a separate motion, but.
We've already agreed on.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
We
say.
have
I
that,
think
okay.
we've already. Yeah,
The clarification was just that I was asked that question at the committee meeting and I did contact her and she said that it would stay at 40,000, not below.
Or not above?
Not.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Is there any other questions or comments? I know I'm not supposed to comment being chairman, but I hope this fixes our problem long term. You know, so that's a lot of money. Okay, with that, roll call.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
No.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
No.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
No.
Siebert,
No.
Stahly, yes. Stahr,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
That carried 13-4.
No action items. Item D is the 2025 mileage reimbursement rate. And the nominating committee report, I guess we will hear from them here at the end of the. I'm okay. Lynn, are you on it now? Or I'm okay with it. I mean.
Oh,
no
we
need
can
to do
wait.
it Twice.
Yeah.
Let's just. do it.
Oh, wait until we get to that on the agenda, I guess. Yeah.
Nancy, do you have anything on the, or does anybody have any comments on the legislative committee? Is there any updates on rooms?
Nothing really. The people that had already, registered, I sent something out to people that had rooms, just giving their confirmation information. I know you're registered, but you did not, taken a room,
Yep.
but I think everything's in place.
So did everybody that wanted a room, did you get that confirmation code? Okay.
It was just emailed out, but if you didn't get it, I can,
I don't remember seeing it.
it would have just been like, probably just like yesterday or the day before.
Look at that and get with Nancy after the meeting.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Item G in the winter daytime learning meetings in February, we're gonna have the new field technologies presentation. In March committee, we will have the water department presentation. In January, we had the new director orientation. Personnel report, Dave?
We are still looking for a maintenance worker. We have received several applications since the last committee meeting for that position. Terry and I have interviewed the second round of interviews for 2 water department technicians. We're probably going to extend an offer into this week, beginning of next. I have received 7 resumes from the Nebraska Foresters. Currently, we're going through those, trying to find a time that the 4 of the panel can meet to discuss and make a short list of that.
Thank you. Item J, there's the monthly financial statements attached. And you can see all the upcoming events through the year. That the meeting adjourned at 12:50, and that concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Bill. Okay, now we'll move on to the financial statement and approval of bills. You should have that in front of you. If you haven't looked it over, give you a few minutes to do that. Have any questions? Ask.
I'm bond renewal on page 3.
Oh, we just renew that every year. It's basically, if I think it covers also the directors, but if we would have somebody like some kind of a, you know, fraud or something, there's some insurance there to kind of cover that. So like if, you know, somebody stole money or forged, you know, documents or checks or something.
You may recognize errors and omission, like it's the same thing, only it's been renamed.
Oh, I thought that was just for a treasure, you know, that's the only way to worry about. Roger.
I know what this is about, but that Prowley media monitoring tool.
So that's the tool that we use. It's a software that just tracks all of our media mentions. And also it's one that I utilize for pitching press releases to all of our different publications in the district.
It's kind of what I thought it was, but I just wanted to make sure, so.
Yeah, and that's just an annual renewal expense.
Move to pay.
Okay, we have a motion to accept the financial statement and pay bills. Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes, Stahr,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, the next thing, the NRCS report. Josh.
All right, good afternoon. Talk about a few things that we have going on. Last month I mentioned that we were gonna have a local work group meeting. Want to mention we had that on Tuesday. Very successful meeting, good conversations there. We were trying to get to what our local resource concerns are. That way I can submit that into our state office and they can use that in the future for if there's grants or other sort of RCPP projects that we have. Wanting to know that it's meeting the resource concerns that we have locally here within this NRD. So great conversations there, went really well, so. Other items. We're working on our EQIP applications right now, as well as the RCPP applications. RCPP applications for the project that we have in our area right here. We have 23 total between the two NRDs. 9 of those are in the upper Big Blue NRD, so we're still been pretty evenly dispersed between the two NRDs over the past. So those are getting ranked currently, and they need to be finished up by tomorrow. We're hoping within the next week or two, we can have an allocation of funds out so we can start pre-approving those. IRA, our Inflation Reduction Act funds, those are due in by the 31st. I did not split all these applications out, and some of these double up because they're gonna be in multiple fund codes, but we have 192 applications for EQIP that we need to process through and rank for these. So IRA is gonna have a number of those, and then we'll also have our general ones that'll be due the end of February. So that's gonna eat up quite a bit of our time right now, getting those mapped out, evaluating those. So hopefully we can start allocating the IRA funds after the 31st. And then after the 28th of February, we'll allocate the general funds as well. As you know, the IRA funds
are gonna be top priority to get dispersed, so we'll see what we can do there.
Are they gonna change how they're prioritizing on those? Like in the past, I know like SDI is ranked pretty high, you know, like they go more for like nutrient management.
So with IRA funds, they are climate smart practices that they consider, and we have a list of those. Irrigation practices do not fall within those this year. So it is around here, I'll just use general practices, cover crops, your nutrient management. Those are gonna be the two main ones that we see being used here, very similar to what we're doing with our CBP.
I thought you mentioned.
Our equip general will have those, so those will be ranked on the 28th. They're not part of the IRA funds, those will be separate local funds that we get. Oh, and we are not, I'm not certain what we're getting for local funds. I know that our funds decreased a little bit last year. I have a feeling that they're not gonna go up this year because of the amount of dollars that are going towards IRA funds this year. So, we're gonna have a lot of climate smart type practices that we get funded this year, so. There are questions on the programs side of it? I did want to mention that we will be at the legislative conference in 2 weeks, so we'll be up there where we normally tie that in with, we'll be up there Tuesday. We'll do a line officer meeting that day, and then we'll be there, I believe, Wednesday morning. And then we're also doing some supervisor training while we're up there, so we're making a week of it. But we will be there. Staffing update. Starting February 10th, we will have a soil con in the Aurora office. Besides engineering staff, we will be fully staffed, and it's been a long time, so there is hope that we can get all these positions filled, so. I say that and I'm gonna lose somebody right away, probably,
Yeah.
but jinx myself, but very pleased that we have somebody hired for that position, and they'll be here on February 10th, so. That's all I got this afternoon. Any questions?
Anybody have any questions for Josh? On the cover crops, we're struggling, with this Beaver Creek deal. We can't get anybody interested in that, As far as the NRCS, did they have quite a little interest in cover crops? Is there?
It varies on the area.
Okay,
I feel like it goes in groups, one neighbor gets started and it spreads a little bit, so I feel like once you get, once it catches on in that area, it seems to spread. It depends on your resource concerns, and I would say, your single species seem to be more popular than doing multiple species at this point, but.
well, we haven't had too good a luck, so.
Timing is a huge struggle with cover crops for us.
Yeah.
And getting them planted within a timely manner, as well as, we talked about this the other day, as well as drought conditions.
Oh, yeah,
So,
okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much, Josh. Okay, the next thing is the NARD report. Paul.
Should all be receiving the legislative updates. Dave forwards them out to all the board members. So at the conference, the managers meet and they'll go through all the legislation that might pertain to NRDs, and they vote to support or not to support them. Then the legislative committee takes those recommendations and makes their own recommendations, and then those go to the full gamut of everybody's there, and then we vote whether to accept those or change them. So just, that's for you new people, so you know what's going on. That's all I got for today, unless somebody has questions.
Is there any resolutions or very many, or?
I have not heard any.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Paul. Unless somebody has a question for him. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is election of 2025 officers. And Roger and Matt and Teresa were on that committee. So I guess I'll let them or start with them. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we'll start with that one, but I guess, but since my name's on there, maybe I better let Bill handle it. We don't need somebody but to count ballots. I don't know, Marie and Terry, I guess. Oh, yeah. And the officers, of course, that's all by secret ballot.
I was gonna start again.
Okay, so what do we?
Just a reminder, you're gonna get multiple ballots, but you can only vote once. On each job.
Yeah, there we go.
We got a little
I
fancy
took 4.
basket
Do I
up
need
here.
5? Yeah. Give me another one. Okay,
That's the pop.
okay, I'm good now. Are they nice and warm? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Terry.
Could you stay with Scanners? I didn't.
Well, Marie and Terry, if they want to.
Okay.
I could ask for volunteers, I guess, too.
Guess it's already out there
Yeah,
doing their
they're-
thing.
Yeah.
Did we have, when I was the first year, did we have to bring people like to get it down to?
Yeah, well, but if there's 3, but you have to vote and get it down to 2.
You have to win by major majority.
Unless you got enough votes, one guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
okay.
Marie.
Well, first we gotta have, we'll ask for motion
Yeah.
from the floor before we can do.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
You have to ask for motion.
Oh.
Nomination.
Wait,
Nomination from the floor before you can close nomination.
All right, I take a nomination from the floor for the office of president.
I'd like to nominate Bill Peter.
I respectfully decline. Thank you, Bill. Are there any other nominations? For the office of president. Seeing none, I close.
And maybe if there wasn't any names on it, I don't know how you do it, but there's no names then. And nobody wants a hot seat. I guess you could turn around and nominate Paul. No, I,
This is my kid's last
Yeah.
year in high school.
yeah, that's what you told me.
So, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, I really respect the way they, you never miss a meeting.
In 7 years, I've been to 82 board meetings. I've missed 2. And you've done them, so, yeah.
He did go on the Hawaii trip.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
How'd they do?
They won the first one and lost the second one out there. They played two, but on the University of Hawaii there it wasn't their major gym, and it's like a high school gym, no air conditioning. And, it was hot. Yeah. I sweat the whole time. If I wasn't air conditioning, I sweated all the time. Because it's humid, and it's, in the daytime, it's 80 to 85 and humid. The,
Yeah, whatever. Okay, we have a new chairman. John Miller got 10 votes, Lynn Yates got 7.
I think Nancy has to have those ballots and, yeah. Okay. Okay,
Okay, Vice Chairman, Bill Kuehner, Roger Houdersheldt.
okay. Is there any other nominations? Oh. For, vice chairman?
I think it's supposed to be John, and as soon as he's elected, he becomes the presiding officer.
Oh,
You're not the pin, hold on.
I'm gone.
When you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, so.
Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? I move the nominations have ceased. Please vote on either Roger or Bill.
Dog show, pull the trap. That's where you're at.
Bill will continue to be your vice chair, 11-6. We will now open nominations for secretary.
Secretary is Matt Perry. That was the only one that talked about one of the runs, but somebody will have a nomination to report for that.
Is there any other nominations? Is there any other nominations? Is there any other nominations? I would entertain a motion to elect Matt Perry unanimously. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Been moved and seconded?
Do we still have to have a secret ballot or not?
No, not
Okay,
everybody
okay.
first.
Do we have to have a roll call?
I think, yeah, I'm like
Since there
Bill,
was
I
a
think.
motion made, I think you have to.
Roll call.
Second on that one.
Right there.
You did, okay, thanks.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Bohaty,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Stahr,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune.
Yes.
Carried.
Now move on to treasure.
Judge Dickinson is the only one that had come forward that was interesting, or was interested in the office, and he was usually interested in it.
But if you elect a new treasurer, we have to get a new
Stamp.
stamp,
Yeah.
which would cost us at least $40. Are there any other nominations for treasurer? Are there any other nominations for treasurer?
3 times.
Are there any other nominations for treasurer? I would entertain a motion to elect Doug Dickinson treasurer unanimously.
I will make that motion.
Second,
Been moved and seconded. Roll call.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Abstain.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Bohaty,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Stahr,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. Now we go to NARD representative,
Paul
Which-
Bethune.
which normally we have two, so the second can be the alternate, but so I would entertain a motion or a nomination for NARD representative.
Question before him. Who's our second right now?
John.
Me.
John.
Yeah,
Oh,
John is, yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to remember how it was last year.
And I don't know if John could be the alternate or not. If he wanted to, probably not.
Well, yeah, I could probably be the alternate at conferences, but I couldn't be the
Yeah.
alternate for
Yeah,
the
you're
board.
right, yeah, that'd be right.
So are there any nominations
No.
for NARD representative? Are there any other nominations for NARD representative? Therese has been nominated.
Second.
Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, I will close the nominations and we can vote for either Paul or Teresa.
And it's not the loser, it's the one with the second number of votes. There we go.
I did listen to this morning, come back from all, I was looking at, Philip was on KFAB. He didn't sound like you got any property tax relief coming up this year, what do you know?
Yeah, a lot.
Is there a bill introduced to do that?
There will have to be, I don't know if there's.
Yeah, there has been.
Yeah.
I don't think you could do that, I mean, they're both.
There's been a bill
They're
introduced.
both named in statute,
There's been a bill introduced.
has there?
Yeah, I thought there was.
They're both named in statute and one's classified as service and one's a regulatory. So how the two are gonna mix, I'd have no idea.
I was pretty sure.
Paul, have you heard any rumblings with this Jefferson from Mr. Company?
Not,
I can send you a picture.
not 3 meetings, and not
No,
3 in a
just-
row.
Just the word. Well, you didn't tell us that, cause I don't think Bill ever missed a meeting.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, we want to see actual evidence.
Paul will remain as our NARD rep and Teresa will be the alternate,
Folks.
12-5.
Mr. Chair, point of clarification, are both of you planning on attending the legislative conference? I will text, they're waiting on us, maybe not on us, but they're waiting on a response from us, so.
So you will be the alternate if Paul cannot be there to be our mouthpiece.
No, but
This chairman has no report outside of committees will be assigned at the next board meeting, right? So the committees will remain the same through the committee meetings.
With the exception of the executive committee, and there's only going to be 5 voting on the executive committee because the subcommittees haven't been appointed or the chairs have not been selected.
Thank you. I'd forgot that. Does the former chairman have anything to report?
I don't know how many times I tried to get John Miller to run for chairman in the past. And so now you finally got there, you know. Congratulations, John. I'm gonna go ahead and mention what I was going to do, if that's okay, Mr. Chairman. Crystal, I know you had something about people, if they needed name tags. So, I don't know if you want to say something.
I'm gonna put in an order for name tags. If you need a replacement name tag, please let me know today.
And also laying in the back of the room. Laying in the back of the room is the new cards with the new directors on, phone numbers, how to get a hold of them.
And there's plenty of these to go around, so if you want to grab well, maybe not a handful, but several of them, put on your pickup dashboard to hand out to constituents, that's fine. We can order more if we run out.
I just put certain numbers in bad.
They're all on the numbers are all on the website too.
Yeah. John already said something about the committees. I guess if, if somebody wants to change committees or do something, talk to John. Because eventually, yeah. Crystal, do you want to do a new group picture, with the new director sometime?
I do. I would like to do that at February committee meetings. And I'm going to be doing headshots for our new two board members. And if anyone wants to update their headshot, just be sure to get with me when we're doing photos. And also, I'd love it if everyone could wear their gray polos next month for that group shot, or some other NRD swag.
Okay.
Matthew, there's no exceptions to that, so your meeting's got to wait.
You gotta be here.
Matthew, I can Photoshop you in.
Um,
Only you.
Darn.
He checked that with me before he booked his flight.
And I guess the only other thing, I really appreciate everybody supporting me, I think I've been chairman 7 years, that was plenty long, but I did enjoy it. It does take some time, a little more time, but I do appreciate, everybody's support, and I enjoyed doing it. There was a few times in there where maybe it wasn't quite as, what I want to say, there was a hot seat now and then, but that's okay. So that, I mean, that was just part of it. John will do a good job. So, and there with that, I guess that's all I have for my part of the chairman's report.
We may have to appoint a parliamentarian, so if somebody wants to volunteer, let me know.
You're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Is there any other business from any of the other directors? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second. I can do that now. And I couldn't do that before.
All in favor, say aye. We are adjourned.